And welcome into the TexAgs Rewind, presented by Specs in the Rollo Insurance Studio. David Nuno, Jackson Oxney, and Nick Savage here. Guys, let's kind of go around the room. It was kind of a moody optimistic's not the right word. Just, what's the word? Hopeful? I don't know. What do you think?
Hopeful.
Hopeful?
Yeah.
Nick, what do you think?
Just feel like some people were a little, beaten down.
Who was?
By Saturday, but it's our audience, not necessarily anyone on the show.
I'm beaten down by it. I hate it. But there's a safety net that means because what happened in the SEC on Saturday night, you still got a chance. So we talked about the chance, but we also nitpicked some of the issues that happened in that game. Favorite part of the show?
I liked General Ramirez and the yell leader, Jake Carter. I thought that part of the show was awesome.
Nick?
Billy Liucci and David Nuno.
Yeah, thank you. I think it's the first time I've made the cut on this show. Yeah, I liked myself, too.
You got drafted.
I'm drafting myself. Drafting David Nuno second overall. No, Go Hour was great. OB had his thoughts, of course. Liucci looked ahead at Texas. That and more. It's the Rewind. Check it.
You got to get to where you're not falling behind.
Yep.
What has happened to that defense? That's a question to ask Mike Elko today.
Yeah, because we talked about it pre-show. There was a stretch where this team did stop the best running back on the other side. Mm-hmm. That hasn't been the case recently.
Now, what changed? What changed? The pass rush is now pretty much paper mache, unless it's somebody coming in late in garbage time, mm-hmm. or maybe you get a blitz or something. Nick Scorton has had. I'd have to go back and double check that. I think he's been credited with half a sack in the last 5 games combined. That's it. I don't think Shamar Stewart has gotten to the quarterback for in several games. Again, I have to go back and look, but and that's supposed to be the strength of your team, and you're not getting productivity there. And the pass defense, you made Peyton Thorne look like Peyton Manning.
Peyton Thorne, the guy who threw for less than 50 yards last year, ran on you, threw on you, was flawless to start the game, and we'll get into the starts of the game earlier. This game also had a bunch of missed opportunities, OB.
Oh, yeah, tons.
I wrote a bunch of them down. You had an early interception.
Right?
You
were at first down at the 25, I believe, right. Threw an interception.
Missed field goal, which, by the way, I'm not mad at Randy Bond for missing. That's a hard field goal, but a missed field goal.
We can debate whether or not they should just punt it. It's easy in hindsight, but, man, you start counting on 50-plus field goals, and you are rolling the dice some.
Am I remembering my timing correctly? The shanked punt right before the half? 2
shanked punts.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
One you started at the 50, one you started at the Auburn 45. Neither did you score on.
Yep. So you had that. Only getting 3 points after the pick.
After the interception.
Yeah, and you were, at the 17, 16-yard line, something like that?
Something like that.
You were very close. A drop snap on 1st and 10, which I know is...
I think that's the play that cost you the game.
Yep. And then
or let me say, the final play. Or the pivotal play.
It's a little different looking week. And I think the most important thing to start off with, I don't know about the most important, but the one that's going to catch some attention is yell practice. It's kind of like we got a different setup for this one.
We do now. Just to backtrack a little bit, we've been working on this as a committee for about 10 months now.
Okay.
So we've been putting a lot of time and effort in trying to figure out the right events to have that weekend, a big Renew the Rivalry weekend. Yell practice will take place at 5:30 on Friday evening. And people have asked why 5:30. We tried to center it around the time we would normally burn bonfire. We normally have the yell practice at the bonfire. And quite frankly, we talked to Coach Elko, and we asked Coach Elko. We wanted him and the team to be at yell practice. And we said, look, we'll structure the time of the yell practice around your schedule. You tell us when you're available, and that's when we'll start yell practice so that you and the team can be there. We think it's important that they're a part of this yell practice. And so that's why we're holding it at 5:30. It'll be at Kyle Field. We're expecting a big crowd, and we've got a great program. And I think I'm going to turn that over to Jake and let Jake talk about the actual run of show and how that's going to unfold.
Yeah, take us through it.
Yeah, just kind of bounce off that. Just having the team there, I think, is really special. Where else in college sports do you see an entire football program come out and be a part of the student body to get ready for the game? So we got the team coming out. President Welsh will be there. The actual ball will be presented. For the game ball will be presented as well. They'll have a normal run of show for a yell practice. Get the 12th man excited for the game. They'll also end it with the 12-minute fireworks show. So it's going to be a bit of a longer yell practice, but we got a lot in store. expecting a big crowd too.
And that number 12. That's awesome for the
Very special.
Yeah. What can we? Is there anything you can shed details on what we can expect from this fire show? Not that What can you tell us?
It's a 12-minute fireworks show. We wanted something special. This is something the students came up with. So it's a 12-minute fireworks show at the end of the yell practice. It'll be on the west end of the stadium, up on the upper level, third deck, and it's good. It'll be set to music. And from what I've heard, this is going to be quite the show, and it'll follow right after the yell practice ends.
But man, in year one, and people it's like you don't want to hear this because anytime something comes off as an excuse, people don't like it. You got to give this coach and his staff and even these players, give them a little bit of grace in your expectation. The guy that everyone's kissing his ass that's coming in here Saturday went 5-7 in year one in the Big 12. The guy in Tuscaloosa that inherited the greatest culture ever at Bama, champion, where they just go there to expect 2-3 championships, 4 is probably what they expect, he's lost 3 games. Lane Kiffin, with the greatest program they've ever been able to purchase, has lost 3 games. You go back to year one, and Josh Heupel's doing a great job there at Tennessee. 7-5, 6-6 in year one. Brent Venables, the storied program of OU, taking over for Lincoln Riley. Playoff berth, 5-7, whatever they were year one, 6-6. I can give you a million examples. It's tough. It's difficult. Brian Kelly, amazing year one in Baton Rouge, right?
Yeah.
Amazing year one. They still lost 3 games. They lost to an unranked A&M team at this exact time of the season. Got their asses kicked, 38-23 here at Kyle Field. So he was 9-3, which last I checked, this guy has a chance to do. Has a chance to do the exact same thing, go 9-3 and play an SEC title game against Georgia in year one, where he was like a coach of the year contender. What's Brian Kelly doing in year 4? Or is it year 3?
Year 3.
What's he doing in year 3? He's lost more games than Mike Elko and A&M. He lost 2 Mike Elko and A&M. He's had 3 years to build that thing. It's hard, man. It's not easy to do, and the fact that A&M has been very relevant through 11 games, and they are going to be relevant through the entire regular season. They beat 2 top 10 teams at home. I know those are not 2 of the 10 best teams in the country. This is how we do it. That loss the other night was same old A&M. I get it. I agree. This season, not same old A&M, and they have a chance to really prove that. They have a chance to prove it's rarely before seen A&M if they beat Texas. It's never before seen A&M if they beat Texas because, first of all, I don't know when A&M's beaten 3 top 10 teams at home in a season. I don't know if it's ever happened. Rarely has the schedule probably even provided for that. I know for most of the SEC, the Big 12 or Southwest Conference stretch there weren't 3 opportunities to play 3 top 10 teams. Then in the Big 12, maybe. I remember one year I think they beat 2 in OU and Nebraska, maybe even in back-to-back weeks. But to win, if you won 3 top 10 games at home, never been to the SEC title game, so you still have a chance. And that's the thing. We wrote this team off after they lost to Notre Dame. I didn't. A lot of people did. My optimism was certainly took a hit, but I was also like, guys, it's game 1. And it's like, guys, it's season 1 of a tenure. I already went through and told you, it's not easy to even get it here. So, yes, the other night, that was tried and true A&M. Get the hopes up, go out there, a game you should win, and lose. The reason, though, it's tried and true A&M is A&M has rarely been on a scale of terrible to elite. They've rarely been even up on that radar to very good, to where you say, this is a top tier SEC team. This is a title contender. It's rare in 13 years in this league we've even been able to say that. It's really been twice, maybe at most 3 times. I think it's been twice, though. In the Big 12, they weren't able to say that besides 97, 98. Maybe in 2010, with the way they finished, but they took a couple hits early. Like, it's been rare that you could even say that. So when that's the case, you are going to have games like this. And that's what your talent level says. So it's like you can't flip that switch like that light switch and go on and off overnight. So, yeah, the other night, that's certainly what it felt like, because that is what it was like.
All right, we're going to close it out, and we're going to allow Jackson the opportunity. Happy Jackson? Let's do it.
Happy Jackson. You guys are going to want to like, comment, and subscribe to TexAgs.
Tell your friends. We'll see
And
you.
your family.
Yeah, and if you still talk to them. We'll see you next time.